Yo, what's up guys? Welcome to a brand new video on my YouTube channel. We are back in the bike shed and we got my current Enduro bike in front of me. And yeah, it's the long awaited bike check. Maybe I'm gonna give away a few secrets of the bike. So stay tuned for that. But most of all, I'm gonna basically run you through the whole bike setup. I guess a lot of people wonder what it's like to have a belt-driven gearbox bike. I think we should just start with the heart of the bike, which is of course the frame. This is the Zerode Taniwha in size medium. It has 160 mm of travel on the rear, 170 on the front, 27.5 wheel in the rear. Yeah, what can I tell about the bike? The feeling of what it's like to have the weight from, let's say, the whole transmission down here is a huge benefit, especially when riding downhill. Maybe some of you know what it's like to have a e-bike. This basically feels like an e-bike riding down the hill, which is insane. And then paired with, for example, the 27.5 inch wheel in the rear, it's really fun to ride. I think this is one of the most fun bikes I've had to ride in a long time. So I'm really happy with it. Now, of course, the frame is from Zerode, but we got the gearbox and the electronic shifting, which you can hear like here, which is from Pinion. And then we got the gates, sprockets, and of course the belt. Fun fact actually, for the people who follow me on Instagram, I also have a timing belt from Gates on my Saxo, on the Citroen Saxo. So if you guys are looking for a new timing belt for your car, Gates is the one to go to for sure. Yeah, that's basically the frame. The gearbox is paired with 165 cranks. I also ran them last year for the conventional bike on the same crank length, so 165 on the cranks. Also for the downhill, we'll see if I can get shorter cranks for the downhill, but to keep things simple for now, I'm on the 165 cranks. Very mighty little fitlock bottle, which is a 550 ml bottle, which is crazy for such a small bottle, but because it's so wide, it actually fits in a lot of frame designs, which has like a small amount of room for the bottle. Also for the e-bike, these are really good. So one of the crazy things with the whole Pinion gearbox setup is that you can shift basically wherever you are, whenever you want. So I can shift right here and the gears change, which is a really big change compared to what you usually have, because you have to shift and pedal at the same time. So for example, if I come into a corner or come out of a corner and I feel like I'm losing speed, I just shift down 2 times and I'm in the right gear. And the same goes the other way around. If I feel like, okay, I'm gonna pick up speed, I can already shift like 1 corner before the corner where I actually have to pedal out of, which is a really big benefit with the system, and it sounds pretty sick too. So that's it for basically the frame. As you can tell, we've got a lot of cables going everywhere and anywhere on the bike. That's because I'm running the telemetry data acquisition stuff to have a bit more info on what the bike setup is actually like. Now I'm quite a rookie at this moment of time, but yeah, as some people may know, I'm quite a nerd when it comes to bike setup and suspension and so on. And this has really been a good investment from my side. So I'm happy with that. So we got the telemetry stuff for the shock and the fork. And then we also got the GPS tracker here on the front as well as on here. Do lap times and all of this stuff. Yeah, everything regarding that. And we got, of course, the Garmin MTB on here to track all of the data for Jamie from Athlete Optimization. For the fitness side of things, because of course with enduro it's really important to have a really good fitness since the days are long. So yes, that's basically it. Medium frame. Let's, I guess, start with the cockpit. We work our way down and then back to the rear side of the bike. Up front, we got the bar keeper from Bike Yoke, which is the stem in 45mm length. I've been a fan of this for a long time. I got the handlebar really slammed down, as you can see, basically as low as it can go. In my opinion, a really good way forward. And a lot of people sometimes you see getting stacked higher and higher. I don't really believe in this. Everyone's of course different, but I want to ride the slammed stem, same length of, as close to the offset of the fork for the length of the stem. Now we got the bar mate, which is the handlebar in the low rise from Bike Yoke. It's 760 cut, so with the grips on the end, it's 770. So that's the handlebar width, and I got them like fairly normally rolled. So nothing fancy here. We got the TRP Evo Pro brakes, one of the best brakes I've ever ridden, to be fair. The adjustments on them are so nice, and paired with the really good pistons and the blue brake pads, this is the best. And then of course the big old 220 rotors on the front and the rear, but we'll get more into the braking details soon. We'll stay with the cockpit first. We got the shifter from Pinion, really nice, works like a dream. And then to save my hands, we got the sand hit handguards to give me all of the security when moving between trees. We got the Bike Yoke dropper lever, which is of course paired to the big old dropper from Bike Yoke. This is a 213mm dropper in a medium size frame, so it's really slammed down, which is in my opinion really good. It's paired with a 142mm Bike Yoke seat. This one is 3D printed, but in really nice soft material. Really crafty seat, and we got them, yeah, basically in the middle when it comes to the mounting position. So that's basically it for the cockpit. Mud guard, because of course, or where I live, the weather conditions are not the best. So it's really a game changer. I got right now the blue pads in the front, which are the most bitey pads. I was also running the yellow pads, which are semi-metallic before, but I'm trying to learn to ride with the harder front brake. Still trying to change a bit my habits. Now we are rolling on DT Swiss wheels. These are the EXC 1200 wheels, which is the highest end carbon wheels from DT Swiss. I'm really happy with these wheels. I run them on the front and the rear. You can see on the rear it says the EXC 330. That's basically the name of the rim, and then the EXC 1200 is the total wheel. So just to not confuse you guys with the namings, they're both the same wheels. It's just that one is customly built for us and this one comes stock. As always, we got the Air Max system in here. I can check the pressure from the tires and everywhere when I want on my phone. So for example, in the morning when it's a bit chilly, pressures are completely different than, for example, at 4 in the afternoon when it's like 30 degrees. A game changer for me to check the pressures, especially when it comes down to racing, because this means I don't have to take a pressure gauge with me and I just have them on the bike. And they weigh like nothing, so it's not really like it's hindering the rolling resistance at all. Trusty Magic Mary on the front as in the rear. An all-round riding setup. I usually prefer to ride with these tires. Sometimes I swap to the Albert in the rear and sometimes in the front as well. And really rare occasions I run with the Techie Chan in the rear. I've done my testing over the last few months already, so I know what I prefer. So yeah, that's basically the front setup dialed and spoken about. Small fun fact about the front of the bike. I got the sticker from my mechanic from last year on here, Jarno, which says unlock your shock, because I always forget to unlock the shock. And then I put the sticker on here and now I get reminded. So if I then forget it again, all the blame is on me. Moving our way to the rear of the bike, we got crank bolted pedals. Again, 220 rotor on the rear, blue pads for the best stopping power. which is, wow, these brakes, like we can do it again, crazy. They are so good. Also Air Max on the rear. I also run a Tire Trooper insert just for extra safety when it comes to racing. And then yeah, that's basically it for the bike check. I think we covered everything. Nothing special with like the sprocket sizing or anything. Everything is like pretty stock as it is. Basically the bike check of my testing bike, which I have at home at the moment. Now stay tuned for something which is coming soon. I cannot say too much about this yet, but the fact that I say that this is a test bike maybe can give you a little hint, maybe not, but stay tuned for that. I will also make a separate video about the Instagram Q&A thing that I put on, where you could ask me everything about what you basically see here. So I will cover this in a separate video just to keep things not too long. Stay tuned. Hope you learned more about the bike. I'm just about to go out for my second ride of the day. I did intervals this morning and now we're going out for a ride and the sun starts to shine. So that's a good sign. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys learned a bit more, and yeah, stay tuned for the Q&A video where I explain everything in detail for you guys. So take care and see you soon. Ciao.